Stay tuned for another episode of the Coming Soon podcast with Spider.
Hey everybody, Spider here, Coming Soon podcast once again, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas, being joined by Danny and Darrel Strickland. Gentlemen, how are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
Man, I gotta say right off the bat, I like the backdrop, man. Some pretty cool, killer stuff, man.
Thank you. This is my personal collection, actually.
Sweet, heck yeah, dude. I was gonna say I've been trying to do the same thing with mine, just from the stuff I've collected, man. But I don't know, man. I get busy, but one day, I'm actually gonna set it up and use that as a backdrop. So I just thought that'd be pretty cool as well. But gentlemen, I mean, of course, man, I ran into you guys. I want to say a couple of months back. This was at the Coke Classic, man. I mean, in Bastrop, and I bring that up because you guys are from Texas.
We're not. My brother lives in Texas, but we're from here in Oklahoma.
Yeah, you see. So for me, I mean, that said a lot, man. Because I mean, I'm the guy. You know, my girl's like, "Hey, let's go down the street to the grocery store," and it's like not even half a mile long. And for me, that's far, bro. So for you guys to drive way out here, man, that says a lot, dude. But I mean, of course, you guys were out here trying to promote this film, man. Tell us a little bit about the Blood Red Riverbed, bro.
Yeah, so Blood Red Riverbed, it's one of your basic run-of-the-mill slashers, but it's very much got that grindhouse, dirty, shot-on-video aesthetic to it. I really wanted to channel very much the indie legends like Don Farmer, Mark Polonia, people that are just kind of like the VHS era of like the indie filmmaking business. And so we really just tried to capture, with like the shots that they would do and things, like everything in that sense to not necessarily make it look cheap, but use the resources that we had because very little budget. But it's honestly really just most of the time was just us hanging out and having a good time with our friends and telling a story, creating art, making something out of absolutely nothing was like the best part, seeing something come out of like your head, play out in front of you. It's surreal to see. But
well, no, for sure, man, because I was going to say, I mean, half the movie, it's like you guys hanging out, and I was going to say, did your friends know y'all were recording? The whole time they were just partying and you're over here recording, man. But of course, I mean, obviously because of that, you guys had the local support, man. I mean, friends and family, right?
Oh yeah. Recently, like 2 weekends ago, we had our premiere, and it was just an insane amount of support, like just overwhelming amount of support from our community, and it's just crazy because like we have kind of a small town, but it's like around 30,000 people, but being able to go out in public and people that I haven't talked to like since like elementary school will like come up to me and talk to me, like ask me like updates on the movie and things like that. So it's just been a huge amount of really supporting it, because like our town, we don't really have much where we're at. The last film that was here was Where the Red Fern Grows, which was like in the 70s. So that's like 50 years. And here we are, like 50 years anniversary this year, I believe. And we released Red Riverbed, and the killer's name is the Red Fern Reaper, and kind of cahoot Where the Red Fern Grows. So it's kind of this big like Tahlequah, like full circle cinematic art moment, because every band that was there is like in the movie, all the music you hear is local. Everybody in the film is local except for we have one actor who flew in from LA actually, and his name is Joe Filippone. If you watch the film, you'll see he's the hiker in the film. Kind of a very weird, run of the mill kind of harbinger of doom character. He's very much a great like character actor, and he really brings this like character to life and makes it his own. It's just I don't want to like sound mean, but he comes off really freaking creepy.
Oh yeah, I mean he's a great character actor, like you said, man, because I've seen him in other films, and yeah, man, when he's out there, you're like, damn, it's definitely talent. The guy definitely knows what he's doing, so it definitely it will add to the film, man. But I mean, the film itself, I mean, I appreciate you guys sending me the link, man, because I did watch it. I was gonna watch it like the next day, but I was like, man, I'm gonna watch it right now. And man, it was a fun film, bro. Like I'm not just gonna say oh because you guys are on here, but I did enjoy it. It was very fun friendly, I want to say, because it just kind of like okay, everybody's chilling, just hanging out, and fortunately some people were getting murdered, but besides that, it was a pretty cool film. But I mean, the way it was shot, the angles. I'm not a professional photographer, man, but I do shoot a lot of combat sports. And for me, it's always angles. I love angles, bro. Like I make a photo look 10 times better because I shoot it in an angle. I mean, for me, it looks a lot more better, but I saw the same thing with your film and I was like, man, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, you guys took advantage of it instead of it just being straight, like traditional. It was like, lower level, you know what I mean? Like the settings weren't like traditional, I want to say. But I enjoyed everything about it, man. I mean, it was one of those that I was like, dude, I could have easily seen that on TV or on the theater and been happy with it, because it was just easy to follow. The characters, I mean, everybody synced. So of course, I'm pretty sure everybody kind of knew each other. So that's kind of what made it a little bit more, they were more interactive, more believable, and everything added to it, man. But I enjoyed it. You guys did a great job, man. And for everybody else out there that's gonna be watching this, I mean, when is the release date for you guys to unleash this on the world, man?
Currently it is available for pre-order through Colton Classic Films. They are our current distributor. You can find them through their website, coltonclassicfilms.com, and they are also on Etsy. They do run a podcast as well. That is a horror podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. We are the 8th film in their line of distribution.
Sweet, man.
I believe we're their second only like original release that is like first time released or distributed through them. So that's also like pretty cool as well. But yeah, that's available now for pre-order, and they should be shipping out mid-July. Along with that, we are still currently working on like the legal rights and stuff to get it uploaded onto Tubi to try to have it, easily accessible for everyone to enjoy it.
You see, and I was gonna say because I mean, of course, distribution. I mean, of course, you want to be able to get it out there, but streaming seems to be the easiest. For the most part, I hear a lot of goods and bads when it comes to how they pay out. Because a lot of times it's like you spend a lot of time and money on these films, and it's like for you to just have to like wait, not so much for the money, but just wait for an interaction and something to come back. It's kind of hard. It's a process, but I mean, of course. But filming, man, I mean, you guys are brothers, man. So when did it start for you guys?
I think in general, I think it was last Texas Frightmare weekend, 2023, where it really kicked off for us. Because you see this poster right here, this Thing poster.
Yeah.
I got it signed by John Carpenter, and so we both got to meet John Carpenter that weekend.
Nice, bro.
And for both of us, it was kind of just that inspirational moment where, like, okay, we're 24 years old, or then we were 23. It's like we're 23 years old. We know the people. We have the ideas. We have the kills and stuff, and let's just do it. And it was all pretty much his idea that we fleshed out together. But yeah, it was just kind of spur of the moment more than anything. But
Sweet, bro.
yeah, just being inspired.
Yeah. Safest way to say is I got inspired and was going through a manic episode and said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make a movie," and so I did it. Because it was originally going to be like a trailer, like one of those fake trailers,
Right.
kind of house style, and it was originally titled "Let's Get High and Die in the Woods," and it went from this little kind of spoof, horror comedy thing to being something I was like, actually, all I got to do is like kind of add some stuff here and here, and it could just be a full feature-length film. And within, I think, a month, I like kind of went around the logistics of like actually making the film, and it was actually June of last year that I first posted and started kind of getting like buzz built up around the film and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of crazy. It's been, I think, around June 20th or so, around that time will be the 1 year for that. But
Dude, that's pretty cool, man. Because I mean, were you guys planning on filming before y'all went to the Cult Classic? I mean, was this something you guys had talked about, or did it just literally start there at the event?
Yeah, it was like just there at the event meeting John Carpenter, because before we're both kind of just doing our own thing, just kind of like working or talking about going back to school and stuff, or traveling across town or like different cities and things like that. But it was like afterwards we were like on this like horror high, I guess you'd say, where we're just like all things horror movies, and yeah, just kind of happened.
You see, and of course, I mean, what's the age difference between you guys?
Oh, we're twins, so it's just a minute and like 15 seconds.
Who's older? Let me ask you that.
Yeah.
No, you see, I didn't even know that, man. So that's cool, dude. I mean, so have you guys always been close growing up, or was there a childhood rivalry, as kids?
There's, we have our times, for sure. Even on set when we were filming, we'd have our times. Yeah.
I think we took it outside in that wrestling ring, right? Because I saw photos of you guys wrestling, bro. So I said, man, what's going on, man? But yeah, man. But I mean, of course, you guys were working. You guys were out there doing the grind. I mean, all of us, unfortunately, we all got to work, right? We're not made of money. But is this something that you guys are looking to pursue?
Oh, for sure. Definitely. Like right now, I'm kind of calling it our like world tour at the moment with Blood Red Riverbed, because we're just kind of trying to get it seen as many places as we can. Just, really, I want to show the people that, like, not for me personally, but all the people that did support the film as a labor of love, like all of our actors and the crew members, because, like I said, we didn't have a budget at all. And so the least I feel like I can do as the writer, director, producer, like what I can do is at least try to get this film seen so that people can appreciate the art and the work that my friends, loved ones put into this film as well. But yeah, we are looking currently to like keep promoting. Next month we are going to Midsummer Screen, and that's in Long Beach, California. And so
nice, man.
That'll be my first time in a plane. It'll be my first time in California, so it'll be a whole new experience for me. And so like that's exciting as fuck for sure. Sorry for cursing.
No, you're good, man. But yeah, bro. I mean, like you said, I mean, networking. I mean, like I said earlier, I met you guys at Bastrop. It's networking. I mean, of course, meeting people and pushing your product, man. But a lot of times, like for myself, like I have a podcast and I go to these events, and a lot of times I just kind of like shy away, and I'm like, I just kind of do my own thing. But it's one of those things that, like, one of those barriers that we got to break, because of course we want to advertise or just get to network and meet other people. But was that event at Bastrop the first one you guys had done for the film, or have you guys already been out?
Yeah, that was our first event.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're good friends with Lance Wagner, and he helps run the event and everything. And so we hit him up, and he said he still had a spot available. And we said, we wouldn't have any merch yet because the movie is still in production. And yeah, he's the one who really like set everything up, because I was working and I wasn't able to be there, but our star of the film, he was there and everything with them. And if you want to talk a bit about the convention.
Yeah, with it, because that was our first one for the movie. But I think the best part was Michael Pare from like Bad Moon and stuff.
Yeah.
He came up to our table that first day and was just talking to us about Blood Red Riverbed. And then he started asking about the flyers we had, and had both of us sign one of our little flyers.
Oh, nice, bro.
So it was just so cool. Like, it made it worth it, because like you said, we didn't like make any money at all from that convention, but it was just to network and get out there, and that we could network with guys like Michael Pare and Mark McCracken, who played Pumpkinhead. Like all those guys are just coming up to the table asking about the movie, and that made it worth it alone,
No, yeah, bro. Because I mean, that's one of the things I like myself when I'm out there. I mean, for the most part, I get interviews every once in a while. If there's time permits. But meeting the actors, man, because a lot of times it's just like a little small talk. But that they got so many stories. Like you hear some pretty cool stuff, and you're like, oh damn, like okay, and But yeah, bro. I mean, the fact that you guys were out there, and I know I didn't see you out there, and I was gonna ask you because let me post this photo up real quick. Like this shot right here, man. I took it from your page, bro. I mean, of course, it's in Bastrop in front of the gas station. I mean, it was one of those things that you just had to do, right?
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Our first horror convention was Texas Frightmare Weekend in 2022, and Yeah, it was our only convention that me and him both got to be with our mom before she passed,
Just
and we sat for like front row for the reunion that they had for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
yeah.
and that just being like one of my favorite movies of all time and one of the most important movies in all of cinema, in my opinion. Um, and like just being in that moment with her and getting to experience that, and it's just such a full circle moment to be able to be making my own film, 2 years later, and we were able to get a picture of like our killer in the place where Texas Chainsaw Massacre was filmed. Like it's just a cool kind of
No, yeah,
cathartic.
man. It's just one of those things, mom would have loved, she would have
Oh,
seen that and been like, oh, damn, that's definitely a plus.
for
And man, let me ask you on that note, bro, because I had seen as far as your mother's passing, man, and my condolences. Doing something like this and making it happen. I mean, is it more personal for you? I mean, I know you guys want to do it, but is it more like, you know what, that's something that mom would have loved to have seen and been like, wow, my boys are doing something, are working together and making this happen, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. It hit me really. So sorry.
No,
um, but it really hit me whenever we were filming, like for our party scene, like we had our bands and everything playing, and whenever we were filming there, I just had to like step away for a moment because just being able to see like there were so many people there like supporting the film and like that I was actually filming like part of the like ideas that I had and everything. Like I had to get away and my best friends, they came and like checked on me because like it was just like it's been a really emotional time for sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I can only imagine, bro.
yeah, but yeah, it's definitely I don't know. It's definitely been worth it, especially at that premiere, seeing all the people there and having a like perfectly clear like night sky and everything. Yeah, because I always like look up to the stars to like kind of get peace from like to kind of talk to my mom and stuff. And having a clear night sky made it feel like she was like watching the film with us and everything. So
No, no.
that was a great time as well. Like just the love was there,
Yeah.
So
No, yeah, dude. I mean, I'm a mama's boy myself, man. So of course, I always tell people, man, growing up, she was my best friend. So, if I couldn't talk to anybody, I knew I could talk to her and she'd listen, So you definitely want to hold them up to, high standard, right? I mean, that's mom. So for sure, guys. But yeah, man, I mean, this film, like you said, I mean, it's going to be in production as far as the cult classic, they're going to be releasing it. Is that going to be on DVD or Blu-ray?
It's a Blu-ray, actually, and currently they do have a special with it. I do believe it's just $5 more instead of 25. It'll be 30, but you'll also get a full-size poster, like made, like one side will have our poster, and the other side will have the custom poster done by our distributor, Nate Wyckoff, and yeah, so that'll be cool with the poster, and we'll also have Pogs, and from the '90s, like the little car.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, did I hear you right?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool, man.
so yeah,
Whose idea was that?
that's their thing that they do with their movies that they release. So it's a cool kind
Okay,
of nostalgic kind of vibe that they throw in there. But
dude, I like that, man. And as far as release, man, because like you said earlier, not that it was shot cheaply, because of course the film was freaking great, man. But the fact that you guys made it look like it had been like it looked like a documentary at points. It looked. I mean, it was. And I say that with all respect, man. It was kind of all over the place, but I liked it because it's like every clip, every scene shot was different, but you stayed with it. That's what I'm saying. The storyline was easy to follow. You weren't kind of like, oh man, what's going on here? It's just, it was that good that you didn't notice it, man. But me, that I love film and I'm a big VHS, fanatic, bro. I still collect them. I like that grain. I like that kind of, beat up type, to where I was like, oh damn, hell yeah, like. So with that being said, man, are these going to be released on VHS?
yes, actually, I'm also in the works of getting the film sent over and processed with our friend Janice.click.
Yeah.
They're also a filmmaker. He's from Missouri, and he does the same kind of films, like the shot on video kind of vibe. And his films are a bit more on the sleazy side. He's got a crazy artistic style. I love it. But yeah, he's going to be releasing our VHS tapes. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine, and he's been with us through this whole like filmmaking process and everything as well. He's also running ClickFest in August, and that's going to be our first actual film festival where we have a selection. Yeah, so we'll be screening in Fulton, Missouri, August 17th. So that'll be crazy.
Dude, that's cool, man. I mean, and that's another thing. I mean, networking, right? Because I mean, that's one of the things that I've noticed right from the get-go was that a lot of filmmakers are involved with conventions. They're involved with production. They're involved. You know, it's a small circle. It's big, but at the same time, it's a small community. You know, it's like everybody helps everybody. You know, I mean, here locally, for the most part, you know, a lot of guys share locations with it. You know, they can contact each other and like, hey, I saw where you shot that. You know, and would you mind telling me where it was? And then they're pretty cool for the most part. You know, and I like that because, I mean, man, I mean, the more you grow, they grow. You know, so it's works both ways. But man, that's cool, man. Now, of course, you're saying it's gonna have a poster release when they do the pre-orders are going on right now. But once released, it's gonna have a poster. And I've seen it done before with like not recent films, but I know they released like still shots, like actual photos, or even like postcard type. Have you guys thought about doing something like that?
Actually have. We are trying to get the right shots that we're wanting to do. Enough bloody ones, and we do want to kind of random them up a bit and kind of do something special with them for sure. Included with all copies.
Because like one of the things that I noticed, and like I was saying earlier, it was like a little throwback because I was like, man, that's a party I didn't get invited to, but I went to anyway, you know, so I got to hang out. But I mean, of course, back when I mean, I do a lot of media for combat sports. You know, I love doing a lot of behind the scenes shots when I'm available. Well, I'm able to, should I say? But it's just for me, it's like one of those. I mean, the video is always going to be there, but to have an actual photo and you can kind of just put up and be like, oh man, like, you know, I'm still that guy that I gotta touch stuff. I can't just see it. I gotta like hold it and be like, okay, you know what, this is pretty cool. So like you know, still shots like that, or even like postcard type, man. Those are always I guess like back in the day, they used to have those lobby cards. You know, you used to go and they used to just have like, you know. So I just kind of figured. I mean, it kind of goes with the film. You know, it gives you that little grainy look, like I said. So that'd be pretty dope, man.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot that we are wanting to do because everything that we sell and kind of raise funds wise with this film will be going towards like our next films and just try to, you know, keep the ball rolling and just do our best to do what we can to make conventions and making films more of an actual job than just kind of like a fun job, you know.
No, for sure, man. And of course, I mean, is this where the pro wrestling thing's gonna come up, man? You're gonna be fighting for money or what, bro?
Hopefully. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to travel around a little bit because I have some friends in like Texas and stuff.
Yeah.
Like different promotions, and so I definitely would want to travel around, get my name out there too.
Sweet, man. Now, I mean, of course, when it comes to wrestling, bro, because for me, like I always when I think of horror, for me personally, man, I was born in the 70s. You know, I grew up in the 80s. So it's always been about punk rock and horror movies, man. So I kind of relate those two together. Wrestling is right there. You know, I grew up. I might be interviewing the Von Erichs, man, the sons of Kevin soon, man. So we'll see. You know, I was asked to. So if I'm able to, I was like, dude, I'll do it, man. I was like, I grew up watching, you know, their uncles and their grandpa or their grandpa, you know. So that's for me. That's like one of those, like, yeah, man. Like as a fan, I'm like, heck yeah, you know, I'll get up there and do a little Q&A. But yeah, you know, I mean, wrestling, man, it goes hand in hand with everything else. You know, stuff that we grew up with that we enjoyed and of course still enjoy. So now, when it comes to acting, I mean, films, man, have you guys incorporated or going to incorporate any wrestlers in some of these movies?
It'd be a big goal of mine. So for our next movie, we are wanting quite a few more stunt oriented things, and so I don't want to spoil what the next movie is going to be just yet because we haven't officially announced it. But
I won't tell nobody, man.
we definitely are thinking of having more special effects, more people in like suits, I guess you could say. And definitely could use some big wrestlers.
Yeah, bro. And of course, I mean, for the most part, everything's going to be shot local, right? So it's going to be out there in y'all's neck of the woods.
Oh yeah,
for sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah, because we really want to try. Like we say it to each other all the time. Like filming location wise, like this part of Oklahoma, like seriously, is like an untapped like territory. Because for horror, the closest film within our distance is about like maybe 2 hour drive. If that's maybe an hour, and that would be the '80s like cult classic Terror at Tin Killer.
Oh yes, bro.
Yeah, Tin Killer Lake is actually like not even 15 minutes away from where we live here.
Oh, wow.
The roots have kind of always like been there, so like it's just kind of cool to think about like that horror had it like I don't know. It's kind of like a myth around here how that movie is about because people talk about it but nobody's seen it, you know. And yeah, that's the sad part about it. And sadly, it's not the best movie either.
Right.
But yeah, that'd be cool to try to like remake or something because it is like so close to like our location and
Man.
just what we have available to us. Because even though it is like Terror at Tin Killer, I know a lot of it like was shot at the Fort Gibson Dam in that area, and I know you're not from here, so it probably doesn't mean anything to you. But like, yeah, so it's a not
Like
exact
local thing, huh?
yeah, but yeah, yeah, it's just kind of cool that because here people have always kind of embraced horror too. Like it's always kind of it's not really talked about. It's hush hush, but everybody goes and watches the next horror movie that comes out, and everybody knows everything about every horror movie. All the actors, everyone's secretly obsessed with like I don't know, like Scream, or like Chucky, mainstream films. But
No, for sure, man. And let me ask you that. With that being said, man, because of course that film, it was shot locally. So is this kind of like a goal, like you said, as far as like for this to come out and be like, man, this was actually here. We actually put something out locally, and now it's reached out all over the world. I mean, which it could be. I mean, once it's streamed, I mean, you're gonna have. For my podcast, bro, I get a lot of hits in the Philippines for some reason. I'm cool with that. I'm like, hey, it's just you never know where your fan base is gonna take you, but for the most part, like people enjoy it. It's just, I mean, it's people are gonna be watching, man. And I mean, for those that are gonna be watching, bro, like I said, I mean, the film, those watching this video, it's definitely worth the wait. I mean, definitely pre-order it. I mean, I'm a sucker for VHS, bro. So once that's done, I'll definitely be ordering one because. That's my forte. That's what I want. I got DVDs. I don't own any Blu-rays, man. I told a director the other day, and he was like, "You don't own any?" I said, "Bro, I stopped at DVDs. I just never picked any up, and but you guys have a VHS release, and yeah, man, that'll definitely be something I'd be interested in, man."
yeah, we can make you a special DVD. Actually, honestly, like, yeah, we can like burn it for you and like draw the art for you. Do it.
There you go, man. Well, let me ask you when it comes to this, because I don't think this is the actual poster, but I mean, I got this from the page. But who did the artwork for this bad boy?
That was kind of like a AI generated
Okay.
art that I got from an app and everything. I downloaded the app and just plugged in all the things I wanted: slasher, Blood Red Riverbed, Oklahoma, things like that. And that's what popped up, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Right? You're like, man, you see it, and you see with that being said, man, because like I see it everywhere, and I see the AI being incorporated in a lot, man. And I mean, people are for it and against it. It just depends on who's doing what. But do you think something like that is going to take away from like the artists like that are out there?
So with our poster that we are fully going with, it's I don't know if you've seen it. It's kind of looks more like a sketch and everything. It's kind of like the. Do you have a flash? There. Oh my god. But yeah, we got art in it. I can't remember. Let's see. His name is Juan Ming, I believe is how it's pronounced. I'm probably butchering it. But he's an artist on Instagram. I liked his art. He does like a lot of like brutal, bloody stuff, and yeah. So I just reached out to him one day and asked him how much like commissions were because I really like I'm kind of like I listen to a lot of like metal and stuff.
Yeah.
So I like that kind of sketchy kind of
Great, man.
like aesthetic, you know. So I wanted something like that, you know, something that just kind of feels brutal, you know,
like the 80s, 90s album cover, man. Like something that just kind of, you know, adds character, dude. I can definitely see that, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah, that's really what I'm kind of leaning towards for our main run of the film. We do have another poster. Yeah, right here. That's not it. I mean, yeah, no, I don't have one to show you.
No, man, you're good, man. You're good.
But yeah, our other poster we'll be doing, and we'll have our Cherokee syllabary on it, and it'll say Blood Red Riverbed in Cherokee. And as far as I know, it'll be the only horror movie like to be released that it
with
like,
a Cherokee
in it. Yeah, so that would be pretty cool because you know me and him both are Cherokee, and this is like Tahlequah is the capital of the western band of the Cherokee Nation. So it's cool to represent and. Really, I wanted to, with that representation, I wanted to just kind of break out of the bubble because I feel like a lot of people think that natives act a certain way always, or say certain things, or slang, or things like that. But like, really, we're just like anybody else, you know. We're and it's crazy that you know I do have to say that because like with just like I know like native like appreciation has been getting like really popular and everything, which is amazing, and you know I'm all for that. But like a lot of things about it is getting, I guess, appropriatized is
Right.
instead of appreciated. And so yeah, that's just one thing we wanted to try to push in our standard with that is just like that it is filmed by Cherokee people in a Cherokee place, starring Cherokee people, and not only Cherokee people. We have people representing the Navajo Nation. We have people representing Lakota Sioux. We have people representing Choctaw tribe. Just like a bunch of Native people really just involved with this, and
That's cool,
I know
man.
yeah, it's like sacred for you know us Native people to like tell stories, and it's always been you know stories passed down the line, and so for us at the moment we feel like it's kind of a great like it's our job to keep stories alive, but it's also our job to create new stories and you know something that can relate to the people in this area of this day and age, you know.
Yeah.
Because
You see, man, and that's one of the things I was going to ask you because, of course, I had seen on there as far as being native, man. Because, of course, you know, I mean Oklahoma, so I said, okay, you know, not just the long hair because I'm not going to stereotype, you know, but yeah, man, it's just you know that's pretty cool, man. Especially, I mean, you talk about culture and it's kind of I can relate to that in a lot of sense, man. I mean, I am from San Antonio. For the most part, a lot of the stuff that you know that's Hispanic or Latino or Chicano, you know, a lot of it gets thrown out there, you know, and not to say other people can't do it. I mean, it's you know, it's a free country, man. We can do whatever we want, you know, but it's just at the same time they just do it because it's cool and not because of where it comes from. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I want to relate it to because I mean, growing up here, I mean, I still live on the west side of San Antonio, man. And for me, growing up, I always read comic books. You know, my dad was always like, oh, you know what? I mean, I guess he bought them, so I would leave them alone, probably. Who knows? You know, but I would read them. And when I came to like middle school and my reading level was so high, you know, from my grade, I was in the 5th grade, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna put you in the 8th grade level because you're reading so high. Like we don't want to put you behind." And I didn't think of it as any other way, you know. But growing up, I mean, people would always ask me like, "Man, where are you from?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm from the west side, man." From you know, and they wouldn't believe me, you know, because I guess I didn't speak that slang or I didn't, you know. And it's funny because my older brothers like speak like that, you know, and when it's like when I come to certain parts of the town, I kind of talk like that too, man. And it's just I heard it growing up, and I do speak it, but it's just that for the most part, you know, this is it. You know, I mean, you talk to me on the level, I'm cool. You know, I'm chill. But yeah, man, like my whole life, dude, it's always been the same thing. You know, I've always shaved my head. I mean, I have hair now, but I used to always shave it, and people always like, oh, you know, either military or a prison, which one? You know, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm not both. I'm just joking. But you know, it's just it goes with you know the surrounding. Dude, I mean, a lot of people don't get educated or don't care to, but at the same time, you know, it's like those that you know, as far as our culture and what we're doing, man, we got to keep that going. But I love what you said as far as storytelling, man, because yeah, you know, I mean, when it comes to history, we got to keep talking about it. We got to keep it alive. At the same time, the fact that you guys are creating this and make it, you know, a story and putting it on video, and you know that's pretty cool. I never thought about it that way, so now I've got a new perspective, man. That's pretty cool. Now let me ask you, bro. I mean, of course, this filming, man. Everything's been done. The editing's already been finished. I mean, was that the final that you guys sent me on that link?
Yeah, that was pretty much it. There are like a couple of flaws that just happened with the upload and everything. Yeah, just with like sound, minor things that nobody, like, you probably didn't notice, but like we watch it, you know, we're like, you know. But
Like what happened?
yeah.
I mean, the way it was shot too, man. It kind of, I guess, it probably went with the film, you know, because I mean, it was shot like to where, like I said, you know, it was like a little throwback, and you know. But let me ask you this though, man, because when I was watching it, like the narrator, like when he's like, you know, blood red river, you know, that whole monotone voice, where did you guys get that from?
Yeah, that was me. I was just sitting there. Whenever it was originally like a trailer idea, that's the voice that I had in mind. That like kind of like nasally, kind of grindhouse, like do the voice for.
Yeah, because I heard it, and I was like, where have I heard this before? And the other day, it hit me, and I remembered. I think it was Hostile.
Oh yeah.
That guy's voice is like, you know, but it's like in French. I don't know what it's in another language, but I was just like, man, I wonder if that's where they got it from, man. But that's pretty cool, though, man.
Yeah, fucking, it's just like blood red river.
But you know, man, I think that was more of a throwback than anything, because even that, like at theaters, you know, you're there and they're like freaking throwing everything at you, right? It's like a little infomercial. You're like, what the hell? But man, I mean, of course, like you said, you know, when it comes to streaming, man, I mean, do you have a set date, like when you would like for it to be streamed? I mean, I know the production as far as the Cult Classic, them doing their thing, but like after, or more or less like when?
My set date is at least by August for sure. So yeah, hopefully we can get everything. Yeah, like I said, everything is just like getting the copyrights for the film and all of that down, because like there's like waiting lists and everything to get all of that, because we are, you know, this is our first film, so we do have, you know, being an established like independent production company, it does take a lot. It's a lot more than I thought it was, you know, originally going into it. So yeah, just kind of going as like I can.
Learn as you go, huh?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, that's our next step for sure, is getting that uploaded, and yeah, getting the subtitles will be fun for sure, because we'll have to send that in to Tubi. But yeah, I think we might beat Rob Zombie and fucks, to be honest, because like the amount of curse words and drinking, drugs, just shenanigans in this film. Yeah.
You see, man, and with that being said, because a lot of it, for the most part, I mean, it was friends and family, right? I mean, I know you said you had one actor that came from outside the state, but I mean, was everybody involved pretty much like a childhood friend? I mean, people that you guys have met like throughout the life.
Yeah, like, and that's what's crazy too, is whenever I first posted about the film, doing the casting, and originally doing like the fundraising, it was just kind of gathering the people from different parts of my life into one spot. So it was like people that I was friends with in high school that I haven't spoken with in years, and then a couple of people that like I partied with like whenever I was fresh out of high school that I'm not really close with, but now they're like a huge part of the film as well. You know, just things like that, like just all these different people that like just came to support this project and everything. And yeah, it's just crazy. Like we did only have, like, between us, it was just our cousin, JJ. Yeah, JJ. He was in our opening. He's the guy telling the story of the Red Fern Reaper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and he's was he Creed?
Yeah, Muskogee Creek.
Yeah, he's Muskogee Creek. So, yeah, and that's just wild too. You know, another tribe represented as well. But yeah, it was just, there's definitely a family feeling a lot of the time on set too, because a lot of the people weren't acting drunk. You know, like, they didn't have to act. That's the crazy part. That's also something we learned. You know, maybe to take it a little bit easy while
start putting water in there, maybe, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we got authentic performances though, so that's cool.
But it was hard to get that quiet on set though. It was really hard.
Oh, sure, man. You see, and let me ask you, because now that everything's been wrapped and you guys are done. I mean, as far as this film, how many have jumped up and asked when the next one is, man? You got a lot of people ready to go?
Oh yeah. There's a lot, like, people who have, like, at the premiere we had tons of people just asking if we're gonna be making one soon, like if they can be a part of it. It's kind of wild, like how many people just really want to, I guess, like hop on this train and just really like push it like to the top, to really keep it like keep the momentum rolling,
And let me ask you guys, I mean, now that you guys, are filmmakers, now that you guys are actually doing this and you have that title, does it feel different? I mean, now that you're like, hey, I'm a director, and you're like, oh crap, I am, like.
Yeah, it's definitely like I'll say that like having the film, like the wrap, because stressing, like it's insane, because we were filming the week of and cramming in shots, like we were like, we got to get this, and the week before, like we were working on the ending, and we were out just on the riverbed until like 4 a.m. just the shots in, and we were all tired, we were all getting cranky and mad, and it was all fun still, about it and everything now. But yeah, it's just one of those things, because a lot of people, like everyone involved, really do like believe in this project, and that's what's really cool, is because like I feel like you can really see it like translate, because a lot of people put their all into their performances and everything, because not only like being in front of the camera, but every single person you saw in front of the camera was behind the camera as well, either holding their phones as flashlights, like to help light the scene, or helping us herd everyone together to like keep everyone quiet during the party scenes, and just anything we needed, whether we like needed another bottle of liquor and somebody went on a run to go do that because that's what the vibe called for, or something. Like the people that we had are seriously like the greatest people.
Nice. Oh, heck yeah.
Because everyone was on like super on hands. If there was a way I could, like, it would be to credit everyone as like everything.
For sure, bro. Well, let me ask you this. I mean, because a lot of times you do get a lot of the bloopers released, man. I mean, are you guys going to be releasing any hiccups like on video?
Yeah. So on the VHS, we'll do it old school style, where it'll play like after the credits.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Dope.
Yeah,
like
and ways it'll be an official like special feature. But yeah, we have a pretty good set of outtakes.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I think a full-length feature amount of outtakes, but we're not going to use all of those for the special feature.
Man, well, let me ask you this though, because I was going to ask you guys about the lighting, because I was like, man, it is dark. So most of that lighting was from cell phones or flashlights, or
yeah, it was all just honestly either the flash on the camera, or it was people like standing right behind the camera with their phones.
Yeah,
and so it's,
yeah. The whole thing on phones. Whenever his iPhone would die, we'd switch to my Galaxy, and so it was just back and forth with that.
So we say if you see a difference in quality, it's an artistic choice. It was a choice we went.
Well, let me ask you guys, because when they came to the costume, I'm gonna put that image up. Let me see. Who created the character? Like when it comes to the costume.
Yeah, that was me. The Red Fern Reaper was very much inspired by kind of what I really thought was lacking in modern day horror, is the simplicity, because everybody wants to just try to come up with something new and fresh, and for me, I wanted to go back to the basics. And whenever I was coming up with the idea, like I just kept seeing like this figure of like the skull and with the hat, and it was like whether it was Phantom of the Opera with the Mask of the Red Death, or like reading the Crow comics, and or even the Undertaker with like everything, him being one of my favorite wrestlers, just from that. Just
I thought your brother was your favorite wrestler. No,
yeah.
I'm joking.
But Yeah, it was just kind of really like I wanted that Western kind of dark cowboy gothic aesthetic, because like in a lot of scenes he walks with like this very like swag strut, and he's got like the scarf around his neck and the feather in his hat, and he's just very much got like a fashion statement to him, and so that's just because like with his backstory, which we'll discuss whenever we get to the sequels. But yeah, with his backstory, like he's obviously like an old like outlaw from like the Western times, and that's what's cool. Also with like this area is because this is a good like a huge hiding spot for like bandits and outlaws during Western times, and so adding that in, it does add in a part of history as well to the film to make it seem like this supernatural being is either like a dead spirit from the past, or it's an entity that is clinged on to this image that it really likes. But yeah, it's just really it was something that I actually like had a dream, like a lot of dreams about with this character, like with like the skull coming up a lot with like different movies I was watching and things like that. And like so I dreamt of it, and it was just kind of like that. I kept having that kind of Western kind of idea with it.
Yeah.
And I thought that kind of would help tie in with that nod as well to kind of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, with that kind of I don't know, like really like gritty look and style. And it's something that I felt like could also I don't know, I don't know, it was just there was moments, even though like I created it, like I got chills like on my arms just seeing them like move around and interact with like the actors and stuff. It was
sweet, man. No, yeah, bro. You see, because that's one of the things too, and I was gonna bring that up because there's a few ghost town. I think it was an old Western, like horror like type. There's been quite a few. I mean, me growing up, like I said, I mean, I grew up in the '80s. My pops, he was a big Western fan, so Gunslinger, Gunsmoke, Bonanza, all these shows I grew up watching. But at the same time, we used to jump over and watch, Twilight Zone. We used to watch Black and White, Alfred Hitchcock. One of the things that I always incorporate, especially wrestling, man. For me, like it was our reruns, of course, but lucha libre wrestlers, like El Santo versus the La Momia, and Blue Denim versus the Vampires, just I mean crazy stuff, man. But it's just like the stuff that for me personally I love, and even now I still got I got some cool posters, man, from way back when, or in VHS tapes, and it's just. But that's part of life, stuff that I grew up with, So for me, and I was gonna ask your brother, I mean, for you to be pursuing wrestling and getting into character like that, I mean, do you kind of like incorporate that with acting? Because of course, if you're going to be out there acting, entertaining, you got to put a character and kind of give it a backstory and just, and entertain the people, man. So do you think that kind of goes hand in hand with being an actor?
Yeah, I think very much so. Because I haven't fully developed my wrestling character yet, but after doing Blood Red and getting the chance to help create this character, the Red Fern Reaper, there's a lot of elements from that I'd even want to implement in my own career, my own wrestling career, just because like it really does go hand in hand with acting, because not only are you trying to sell this character, but it becomes part of who you are whenever you're out and stuff. And especially with acting, I feel like you really have to not just believe like, okay, I'm going to read these lines and be this person, but you have to believe like this is who I am for these next 5 lines or whatever. And so yeah, I think a perfect balance is wrestling, and especially horror movies. Like they're just perfect mix.
Oh yeah, you see, and even now, like a lot of wrestlers have been in movies, not just horror, but I mean, one of the ones I always get a kick off is Diesel. I think it was Diesel. He did the Super Shredder, and I had no idea when I saw that. I was like, oh, dude, that's pretty dope, man. But I'm always finding out new characters, people that helped, or choreographer, whatever the case was. But I think it's pretty cool that they're able to kind of intertwine and work together, man, because just like in fighting, I mean, I do cover a lot of fights, when it comes to MMA and bare knuckle and all that. But it's like, I mean, they can't fight forever. So for them to get into film just kind of makes sense, kind of retire and just keep making money, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But man, bro, I mean, as far as the page, I am going to be plugging it in. Now, you guys do have the group page, right? Is that the only social media plug out there?
Really, other than that would be like our personal like social medias. Mine, I post directly. It goes from my Instagram to my Facebook and the group. So yeah, if like you have Instagram, that'd be a good spot as well. Yeah, just Darrel Strickland. Yeah, the only one that should pop up. But yeah,
I do have a YouTube channel. It is Secret Life of Horror, and I think I'm sitting close to 300. I think
it's almost 400.
We're almost 400 subscribers now. But yeah, that's kind of my main outlet. Is I just kind of talk about horror movies or do like
cool, man.
collection updates and stuff like that.
Okay, well, yeah, dude. I mean, I'll definitely plug those in, man, because of course, one of the things, and myself too, I've got so many platforms out there, man, and it's just, it's not so much getting the followers, but getting the followers that are gonna like jump on and comment and actually getting conversation, bro, because that's kind of what I want. I don't want to be like the guy with like a million followers and only like 2 likes. It's like, hey, what's going on here, But yeah, man. But bro, I mean, I appreciate you guys jumping on here, man. I mean, I know it's been a minute, since we met. I know we've been kind of like back and forth as far as like trying to get this going. Of course, obviously, you guys were busy. So now that you guys had the that screening, there locally, people reacted. People, I think somebody had commented on there too, as far as them watching the link, and I was like, okay, cool, man. Like it's just, I mean, like I said, it was a very fun film, man. I mean, it's people are gonna enjoy it. I mean, when it comes to the sound, the lighting, the angles, the characters, I mean, the interaction, everything was there. I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, everything was there. And compared to like movies that I've been seeing lately, like on the big screen, man, you guys, I mean, that one blew it away, bro. Like bar none. I was like, damn, like, so you guys are onto something, man. So, I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. It's everything's gonna fall into place, and when the right people see it, because they will, that's when they're just gonna call you and be like, hey, like, let's go, man. So I'm happy for you guys, man. Definitely great job, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's really it's been a wild ride. It's like a lifelong dream to be a filmmaker and just to create and like to just contribute to the genre that I love so dearly. Just being a part of that, like to have a little like I don't know, like bathroom stall graffiti added to the long list of history that is horror. Like that's insane that like we're able to like make that mark, even if it is just a tiny little,
No, yeah, man, and that's all we ask for, bro. Honestly, I mean, if people, they're like, oh, what are you trying to do with this? And I'm like, man, I'm just trying to keep going. Like I don't want to stop. I mean, as long as I'm able to, do this and you guys keep jumping on, like I'm game. I'm happy with that. I mean, I get interactions. The page is growing, everything's going up, but at the same time, people are reacting and actually enjoying, the shows, the episodes. I mean, everything, bro. So. I thank you guys for jumping on here, man. I will say this: the next one, if you guys have a party scene, man, I better get an invite, bro, because I'm going.
Definitely. We'll definitely let you know. Try to get you actually out there. It'd be pretty cool.
Dude, shoot, I've never been to Oklahoma, man. So shoot, we'll see. I mean, I'd definitely love to go out there and hang out with you guys. But man, I mean, anything else you want to add before we wrap this up, bro?
So this is actually the first time it's being mentioned, other than the people that I have talked to. This October, we are holding our own small like horror film and music festival here in Tahlequah. It'll be like maybe 5 or 6 bands playing, and then we'll have like as many like filmmakers that I can get from the area. It's not just like exclusive to Oklahoma. But yeah, we'll have our film playing, and then there's a bunch of people who are also trying to break in the business as well around here, making their like short films and things. So it'd be cool to be able to showcase that to an audience like for them, and then just kind of have like vendors and everything from the community. So that'd be real. That's something we're trying to do, kind of like as a Halloween event. Yeah. So that'd be that's one thing we're really looking forward to. Yeah, and then also, like I said, ClickFest and then Midsummer Scream next month. So we do have a busy rest of the year, but I'm excited for it. Just gotta brace and charge through it.
Oh, no, for sure, man. I mean, don't stop now. I mean, it took you guys, however long it did to finally, pull that plug and pull the trigger and just keep going, man. But yeah, bro, like I said, I mean, you guys, did a phenomenal job, man. Everybody that was involved, congratulations to everybody involved. Of course, everybody did, pull in their own weight. And that's kind of what it's going to take to keep succeeding, man. So as long as you guys keep that circle strong, you're going to keep getting that local support. And, just don't forget us little people when you get it out there, bro. So, but man, I appreciate you guys, man.
I appreciate
no problem, man. Don't hang up yet, guys. Let me go ahead and wrap this up. But everybody out there, of course, once again, Spider here, Coming Soon Podcast. Till next time, follow up.